A district in Tulsa, Oklahoma called Greenwood, sometimes referred as to Black Wall Street or Little Africa, represented a community of black people that had many luxury shops, restaurants, grocery stores, hotels, movie theaters, a library, and offices for doctors, lawyers, and dentists. An enormous development was their school system, since at that time segregation in schools was very normalized, so Greenwood was the place where black people could have an education. It was recognized as a paradise for black people, but this paradise will cause certain emotions for poor white people who were struggling. Jealousy is certainly appropriate during this time. Many poor whites saw the spacious houses, furniture, and way of living of the people in Greenwood, and they would react by saying they don't deserve that. As segregation and ideas of white supremacy made racial animosity heightened, a certain event would lead to the breaking point of this tension. In 1921, when a 19-year-old Dick Rowland, a black shoe shiner, was accused of attempted sexual assault of a 17-year-old white elevator operator named Sarah Page, this caused a hostile white mob to storm to the courthouse on Greenwood in an attempt to seize Rowland. However, a group of black men went to the courthouse to offer help guarding Rowland. Fights broke out between groups and shots were fired. The black group went back to Greenwood as they were less in number. But it wouldn't stop there. The white mob followed them along their way. They looted the streets, burned businesses and homes. Some eyewitnesses claim the area was bombed with kerosene and or nitroglycerin, making this fire spread faster, and with it took away the buildings and lives of many African Americans. It is said that 35 city blocks went up in flames. 300 people died and 800 were injured. The defense for racial violence was motivated to defend white female virtue. Other external factors will help escalate the racial tension between groups. Newspapers like the Tulsa World suggested the Ku Klux Klan could restore order in the community. White politicians and police aided with the destruction of Black Wall Street. Police aided the mob with guns and held many black people in their detention camps, while many white people never faced the consequences. Many of them viewed the black community as one that had to be kept under social control and more prone to crime. The newspaper would continue portraying the black community negatively to justify their actions. African Americans in the district were labeled as bad and slurred who drank booze, took dope, and ran around with guns. The massacre of Black Wall Street primarily occurred due to whites' generalized perception that African Americans were out of line and needed to be put back in their place. Many of the bodies of the victims will never be found even 100 years later. In 2020, scientists announced that based on soil tests, a cemetery along the Arkansas River might have remains of the victims of the massacre. Despite all the economic damage, the black community of Greenwood will never receive reparations. The Tulsa Race Riot Commission recommended reparations for people who lost property and the establishment of a scholarship fund, all which never happened.